Welcome to the NUESA National 5-Day Workshop Program. Today I'm going to introduce you to Matlab. So, Matlab is an abbreviation of Matrix Laboratory. Matlab is designed to operate primarily on matrices and arrays, and it's also built for scientific computation like numeric computation, modeling, simulations, and visualizations, whereby you can plot your 2D and 3D graphs. It's also comparable to the old scientific purpose language, Fortran, and which is a formula transmitter. Matlab is a high-level language. It's comparable to Java, but Java is an object-oriented program language. So they have some differences, but it's also an high-level language. So we have basic computation, which is some operations that you can carry on Matlab. We have our matrix operations, whereby you can carry out matrix operation easily on Matlab by using some functions and command on Matlab. You can also compute your quadratic equation on Matlab, your Fourier analysis, your Taylor series, different computation. You can carry out your simultaneous equations and so on. You can also plot your graphs, your log graph, the normal graphs that we all know, and then 2D, 3D graphs. Also, you can also compute your optimization problems on Matlab, your linear and non-linear optimization problems, and also constraint and unconstraint. You can also carry out this analysis on Matlab. Then we have advanced computations. We have advanced computations. We have robotics. To carry out advanced computations on Matlab, you have to write some codes. And you can also use some toolbox. We'll talk about that in the introduction. We'll talk about that later. So some toolboxes, if some toolbox are already, let me explain the toolbox. Toolbox is just like a library. If you are accustomed to Python, Java, and the rest, library or API, so it's already built an inbuilt code in the Matlab that you can use for your computation. In robotics, you also have another interface which is Simulink. That also it makes your work easier. You have your SimScape. We'll talk about that later. So these are advanced computations on Matlab. And then your artificial intelligence, whereby you have your machine learning, your computer vision, where you can do your face, you can try to carry out some projects on facial recognition, iris recognition, and the likes. Then you also have your image processing and deep learning. So let's talk about the industrial usage of Matlab. Matlab is also used in schools. It is used in schools and also in the industry. So Matlab was used by NUESA to carry out their spheres project. NUESA synchronize, position, hold, engage, and reorient experimental satellites. They use Matlab in their development. Matlab and Simulink. We talk about Simulink also in the. As we move on, we talk about Simulink. Then we have competitions. They also use Matlab in school competitions, whereby Matlab in the Pan African Robotics Competition PALC. They use some Matlab support this competition by providing softwares for the teams. So let's move to the introduction. So let me script. So in Matlab we have the editor space, we have the command window, and we have the workspace, and we have the folder. This is the folder. Okay. So in Matlab we have this is the interface. Once you launch your Matlab, this is what you will see, interface. So you will see your editor. This is where you type your codes. This is where you type code. And then you have your command window. This is where your results will be displayed. You have, let's see, let's try to write, put some values. Then once you press enter, then you click run. Then you have your results on your command window. Okay, let's try to save this. Let's give it a name. Let's just give it a name. Okay. I think Matlab is telling us to save it to its proper document file. So we're going to save it to Matlab. Yeah, because Matlab has created the file for us. So once you launch your Matlab, once you install your Matlab, Matlab will automatically create the file for you in the document folder. In the document, so there is a folder called Matlab. So this is where you store all your codes. Save. Then let's run this. Oh, what is happening? Okay. Let's try to save document. Neuron section. Let's just run it here. So we have your command window whereby your results will be displayed, and then we have your workspace. So your workspace is where you your history, just like your history. No, it's not. Your workspace is where your variables are stored. So you have your hay, which is a variable. So this is where your variable are stored. So take note of that. And then you have your current folder. This is the folder. You can browse through this folder by clicking on this icon. You can browse through this folder, and this your home button. This is your home button. This new script. This if you want to write new codes, you can click on this icon. You can new script, new functions, new class. These are different objects. You can open your existing project. Also, let's go to plots. So this is where you can use different functions in Matlab. is a different kind of plots that you can have in MATLAB. You have plot YY, you have your mesh plot, you have your surface plot, you have your contour. And so here, this is your apps. This is where some toolbox. This contains some toolbox. These are the two. You have your core fitting, you have your optimization. You can try to use your optimization toolbox in MATLAB. You can see set up and solve optimization problems. Optim tool. Using optimization toolbox 7.6. Then you have your PID tuner and this. And you have your classification then now for your statistics and optimization. You have your control system. Also, I forgot to mention that in MATLAB you can also program your control system. You can program it with MATLAB if you are familiar. I think chemical engineering and mechanical engineering students should be familiar with that control system. So you can use various toolbox in MATLAB to program your control system. You have your MPC designer, you have your NeuroFuzzy designer, you have your fuzzy logic in MATLAB. It's very, very easy if you know how to implement this toolbox. And also, if you want to write your own custom codes, you can write your codes yourself. So we have different toolbox. And also in MATLAB, there's a special feature in MATLAB whereby you can put your application. You can write it on a desktop application. You can compile it to desktop application. That is, a user can use it. You can put an interface, user interface onto your code, whereby someone who doesn't have the MATLAB compiler can just use it. So these are the application deployment. You have the compiler. This is what you will use to launch your code, to make it a standalone applications. Okay, let's move on. So we have your run button. Once you write your code, you can click run, save and run. Once you click save and run, your codes that you put here will automatically save, and then it will run. And then we have another feature in MATLAB, which is your user interface. We call it GUI. But you can access GUI by typing GUIDE on your MATLAB interface. Just type it, and it will bring you a new window. So this is the new window. Create new GUI or open existing GUI. For your case, if you don't have any existing, what GUI stands for is Guide User Interface. It is your code. You want to make it like an application. So you have your GUI. Create new GUI, then OK. And we have our GUI. This is the interface. These are our file, and these are the buttons. These are the components. You have your OK button. You have your editors. So we talk by time we're going to talk about how you can use how you can write your code there, and also you can read up on GUI. I'm just trying to let you know that we have this feature in MATLAB so that you can implement it. You have your button, you have your edit text, just like your normal user interface. You have your tables, so you can read up on this and how to set up your user interface. Then you can write your code as back-end code. So this is view, and then we have another feature, which is Simulink. Simulink is very important if we are doing control system. If you are into control system, you should know more about Simulink. Mechanical engineering and chemical engineering, also electrical engineering student uses this feature very well. Use it most times. This is the Simulink. So we have your blank library, your blank model. So we have a blank. Let's click on blank model. Still loading. So we have our Simulink. Okay. So these are the major things we need on this interface. These are the major things we need on this interface. I think we've talked about the most important things on the interface. To recap, I talked about editor, talked about the command window, the workspace, and the folders. And the editor is used mainly for typing your code. Also, you can write your code on the command window. Let's try code on the command window. You can write your code on the command window also, but once you write your code on the command window, you should know that it is not editable. Here you can edit your code here on the editor, but here you can't edit your code. Once you run it, you can't edit it. Once you click, it's uneditable. See? So that's the major difference between the command window and editor. And on editor, you can save your file as .m, as M file. You can save your code as M file. But here on command window, there is nothing to save. Just write your code for testing on command window. So let's go back to onboarding. And also here you can import your data. Let's say you want to carry out any analysis on Matlab, and then your data is not on Matlab, maybe Excel. Then you can click your import data, go to your documents, and any Excel file or any file you want to import. So this is an Excel file, then you click open. So you can use import data to import your data in. So now, next class, we are going to talk about matrix operation. Next class, we're going to talk about matrix operation, some major functions that you can use, and some tricks you can use on matrix operation. Then I think we should also talk about the quadratic equations next class, whereby you have your how you can use your Fourier analysis, your Taylor series, your simultaneous equation, all these operations. I will teach you how to carry it out on Matlab. And you will see Matlab is very easy, and also it makes your work simpler. So once you are able to understand once you understand these basic operations, then you can develop it. Then you can advance to these various computations like robotics, machine learning, computer vision, and image processing. And also, all these advanced computation also has their own toolbox, which can help you. It can help you in your activities, in your coding. So, I think we have to stop now, and we see next class. Thank you.